Welcome to Beach Wines on Parlay's Future Show. NCAA football. It's your boy, Mr. CEO. Got your boy Jay in the building. What up, though?
Nothing too much at JB's World on TikTok, man. Come holler at your boy. About to
Yeah,
take
make sure y'all follow your boy Jay. We're gonna talk some futures today. NCAA. We new to the YouTube space. A lot of people, Jay, they think we're new to the betting world. They got to check our resume. If y'all want to check our resume, go check out Beach Wines Parlays. Last year, we cashed more parlays than anybody on the planet. Mark my word. But we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna let y'all do that on your own. When y'all do that, just come back and subscribe to this YouTube. Like, follow, retweet, all that above. We're gonna jump into what conference first we got, Jay? SEC. We got the SEC. Jay got a parlay today. What's your parlay? What's your odds on your parlay today?
Plus 621. Plus
Okay.
All futures. We're getting started early. We're trying to get you some early money out here.
All right, get some early money. We got some arguments coming up already because we was in the background just talking about it. So y'all get your popcorn ready. All right, we're gonna jump over to leg one of Jay's parlay. We in the SEC. What we got, bro?
We got Oklahoma over there in the SEC, and I got them over 6.5 wins. That means they only got to win 7 games. I don't know if you know, they got one of the top 10 players in college football coming to lead them at the quarterback position. It was a guy out there at Washington State, had nobody with him, and led them to what you say?
Mateer? Yeah,
bro. Led him to 10 wins. They was beating everybody. He can sling it. He's really just a general. And he has gone from a nobody to a projected first-round pick.
Okay.
The schedule's a little tough in the SEC, but it's not that tough. I'm banking on them, and I don't want to get too far ahead. As long as they beat Michigan week 2, clearing 7 wins should be easy for these guys. So I'm taking Oklahoma over 6.5. And I know their defense is going to give up points, but with this guy at quarterback, they're going to be able to put up points with the best of them, bro. And if you watch college, especially if you can score, you're going to be in every game.
Definitely. And I got somebody I'm going to talk about a little bit later that reminds me of Mateer. Mateer is a very athletic quarterback, one of the top 3 running quarterbacks in the country. I got one that's a transfer going to a school who's going to turn around this year. But we're going to talk about that later. Let me jump into my leg. Auburn over 7.5 wins. I'm not going to lie, y'all, man. I think Jackson Arnold is a lot better than what he showed last year. Oklahoma started their season out the first 5 games. They was missing their top 4 receivers. They was missing their top 3 offensive linemen. I don't care what quarterback, what climate. I don't care if you're Auburn, Texas, Alabama. Bring the whatever school you want to bring. You can even go LSU back with Joe Burrow. If he's missing his top 4 receivers and top 3 linemen, he's gonna struggle. That's just we all know that. So I watch Arnold. I'm gonna keep my eyes. I'm gonna trust my eyes. I'm pretty good with quarterbacks, knowing who can kind of put up numbers and get some wins. I'm gonna trust what I saw. I think he's going to turn it around. One thing I do like about Auburn is that Auburn actually has one of the top, number 7 O-line per PFF. So we fixed that issue. Last year they had one of the worst lines. Now he's going to go with a top 10 line. So that's going to help him out. We also got breakout wide receiver Cam Johnson from Georgia Tech, and we got transfer Eric Singleton Jr., another good wide receiver. Both 1,000-yard receivers. Auburn has been 5-6 wins, but they've been doing it with no quarterback at all. Auburn always going to bring a defense. So now we got a quarterback, a top 5 O-line, top 10 O-line, I'm sorry. And we got 2 at least top 20 receivers, top 20, 30 receivers just going to kind of put up some numbers. I think they at least clear their 8 wins. They probably going to be 8-4. It's going to be a sweat. I'm not saying they're going to win 9 or 10, but I think Auburn going to be a sleeper this year.
I totally disagree.
Okay.
I totally disagree. I know Auburn has got some transfers to come in. I see that they're trying to turn their program around. I watched them last year, and I know people are different year to year, but I don't trust the culture down there. And I know a lot of people talk about that. They've gotten to be bad for so long recently, bro, that I think they're just used to being bad. Like, I honestly do. The SEC got how many teams? They like the Big Ten, but I feel like the middle of the SEC might even be a little bit better because you got Ole Miss, Tennessee. They gonna have some tough teams they're gonna have to run through to get to that 8 wins. And then Alabama at the end, I don't like that.
Yeah, I trust you, Freeze. I honestly, I think he's a pretty good coach. I know he didn't have his ups and downs, his quirks or whatever you call it, but I really trust you, Freeze, in this aspect. and I just like the fact that they got good receivers, a good online. I think a good quarterback. I think that takes you a long way. If you look at Vanderbilt, what did Vanderbilt win 7 last year?
They
And
won 7.
Vanderbilt, what was it 7? I think wasn't it?
It was 7-5, right?
Yeah, they won 7 games, and Vanderbilt don't have the talent that Auburn have, and Vanderbilt did in SEC with a quarterback that I don't think is as good as Jackson Arnold. So let's move on. We'll see. Of course, we're gonna have some disagreements. Oh, we're gonna follow this up, y'all. When I come back with that champ chain, and Auburn got 9 wins, and his team got 4. Y'all just tell them to bet these. But look, no,
Oklahoma
what you
got
got,
it.
man?
Schedule. Oklahoma got it. All they got to do is beat Michigan. It's done. All of this is barring injury, though. All jokes aside.
Of course,
barring
of course. All futures, all futures. So what we got, Jay? You got anything else across the whole SEC? What you want to talk about?
I'm gonna be honest, man. Stay away from Texas. I think Texas is overrated. They didn't crown
Okay,
what he got out there. I think Arch Manning's going to be good, but every time we see a guy that's projected to be like this, he always has 2 losses. If I got to pick somebody, to win the SEC.
mm-hmm.
I would say watch out for LSU. We seen
Okay,
this quarterback before. What's his name? Eisenheimer, whatever his name. I forgot his name, bro. But he's a beast. He had them putting up points. He could sling it. Old school pocket style passer, 6'5", got a cannon. We'll put it on you. I don't expect him to throw too many interceptions. They had line problems last year. Allegedly, looking at camp and everything, they got that cleared up. This is Brian Kelly's prove it year. They got to get to the playoffs. I think Georgia takes a slight step back. We don't know what
agreed.
Alabama is. I like LSU to win the SEC.
Alabama's actually got a pretty good team. The thing about Alabama, though, Alabama actually quarterback is I don't know what he is. He came in, I think, a couple snaps. I think during the Saban era, if I remember, and he got taken right back out. Other than that, Alabama pretty stacked around the board.
Oh, they always gonna be just like
Yeah.
Georgia. I like the quarter. It's like you said, man. In college football, I got to bet on the best quarterback with an even team rather than a great team with an unproven quarterback, unless it's Ohio State. But
Makes sense. Now, I disagree with you on Texas. I don't like Texas coach when it comes to it's a playoff game, it's a huge championship game. But when it comes to the regular season, he's pretty consistent. And if you can say the same thing, we'll talk about him later. But the same thing with Franklin. He might lose to Ohio State and Michigan, but he's gonna win 10 games every year. I think Texas is gonna be right there, playoff contender. They stacked everywhere, like everywhere. They got top 10s, linebackers, they D-line, the receiver group. So I think they're gonna be stacked enough. And I don't know. You don't think Eli gonna be the you think he's gonna be subpar? Like, what do you think? One out of 10.
he's
One
gonna
out
be
of
good.
10
And
about Eli.
I think he's gonna be good. I think he's a pro prospect. I think he's the number 1 pick overall next year. But just to kind of throw a man into the fire first year, expect him to come out here and be undefeated. He's starting with Ohio State at Ohio State. They do got to go to Georgia again, I do believe, right? I could be wrong, but I mean, it's a tough schedule, man. It's gonna be bumps along the way. I mean, everything is out there to like about him, but from what I've learned in college, I do not go with everybody's favorite because a lot
Okay.
of times,
Okay.
Heisman candidate and y'all
Yeah.
do that. Just go back a couple years ago. What happened with Caleb Williams? That year he came
Oh,
back.
that was a disaster.
He had the Heisman, and then remember he came back. They were supposed to be challenging for a national championship. Bro, he won 7 games. So
That was a disaster. And I
that's
think
how I see it with college, bro. I think these kids sometimes get to drinking their own Kool-Aid, sniffing themselves, and all hell can break loose fast. And then if Arch Manning doesn't play well, it's going to be the coach is done. They going to crucify the coach. They ain't going to crucify him. He's already a main man. He's a Manning. So it's going to be interesting, bro.
so they over and under only 9.5. You under 9.5.
Damn, I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna get him at 10-2. Like,
Okay.
I wouldn't put no money on it though.
Yeah, it's super juice. I guess the way you talking, I wouldn't bet no minus 200 if you're talking like that. From the way you sound, you thinking they're gonna be like an Alabama from last year.
I think they're gonna be like Tennessee from last year. Wasn't Tennessee like 10-2?
Okay, so you a little bit better. So that is because you said you kind of was fading them, so you're not fading them that much. You just don't think they're gonna be like the number 1 undefeated, kind of running through it like kind of what Oregon did last year.
Man, I think they're gonna make the playoffs, but I don't
Okay.
think they're gonna have a bye. That's the best way to put it.
Okay. And I'm honestly, down on Georgia, I do not like Georgia quarterback.
I do. He looked like he about 40. He played all right in the big. I mean, I just, and on top of that, it's something to be said with what we talk about, man. What you talk about. I know Kirby Smart, and I've seen enough of his pedigree that if Dog can't play, he's not gonna put him out there.
You right.
Last year, it kind of fell apart for him, but they had to stick with my man. They was giving him a bunch of money. He was a pro prospect. They
Mm-hmm.
kind of had to stick with him until he got hurt. But Kirby Smart ain't gonna put nobody out there that's just trash, bro. So he had to do something in there because I'm pretty sure they had all the top recruits in the nation trying to come there. He could have got anybody he wanted in the transfer portal, but he said, "Hey, yo, I'm gonna ride with him." So I
So for
trust.
one, I think that make me kind of upset, or don't think he gonna be be that good, is his name is Gunnar Stockton, and you should be a better quarterback than he was last year in the playoffs when you named Gunnar Stockton. That's a perfect quarterback name, ain't it? Gunnar Stockton, you can't beat that.
He got thrown in at a tough spot. Didn't he get thrown in the ACC champion or the SEC championship? Ain't
I,
that when old boy went out? And then
okay, so I give you that. They played Texas.
he was supposed to play.
Yeah,
Then my man was supposed to come back. Dude who's at Miami.
yeah.
What's his name? I can't even think of his name. He was supposed to come back and play, and then decided he was sitting out. Then he told me he was transferring, so they had to go back to Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah, he did get thrown in the fire. So that's one thing I'm gonna give him, that he did get thrown in the fire. That's why I did not bet their win total, because I was actually looking about betting their win total under. But I was like, you know what? He got thrown in the second half against Texas, who had a top 5 defense last year. Then he came back against Notre Dame, who had also had a top 5 defense last year. So you're right. You
But
young.
he wasn't supposed to play because Carson Beck was supposed to. Carson Beck was getting the hype that Arch Manning was. Remember, he was the
You're
number
right.
one overall pick
You're right.
going last year, and then all hell broke. That's what. So these are the reasons why I don't. Arch is gonna have to show me. I think he'll be a great pro, but I just seen so many of these pro prospect quarterbacks
Mhm.
fall off a cliff in college, bro. And it seemed like once they start falling, they cannot get it back together, bro.
Yeah, no, you're right. One thing also, too, last thing on Georgia is they receiving core. I hope they got a better receiving core. I didn't get a chance to watch their spring game like I saw a few others. But if they receiving core like they were last year, they're gonna go under their win total. So I know we talked the SEC. So we're gonna jump over to Jay's leg 2 parlay. We in the Big Ten. What we got,
We're in the
Jay?
big. Okay, we playing real football now. Okay, we
Okay.
up in the Big Ten. We
Real
playing
football.
where the weather get cold. We playing real football, real smash mouth football. So no better way than to start my leg 2 off with Iowa under 7.5 wins, bro. I think Iowa, great defense. They usually have a hard time at home. They give teams tough times. Their offense is gonna suck. I know they got the quarterback transfer from North Dakota State,
No, South Dakota. Mark
South Dakota State.
Gronowski. Yeah,
My
Mark
bad.
Gronowski.
Coming to save the day, just like the quarterback before came to save the day from Michigan. Just like the quarterback. What did it do? What has it done over all
Nothing.
these years with Iowa? To be
Nothing.
honest with you, absolutely not. It got the coach's son fired. I want you to think about it. If you have kids out there, imagine having to sacrifice your son because your offense is so bad. Like, hey, yo, if we don't put up enough points, y'all can have my son, bro.
So I'm agree with
You
you on this
got my
one.
son.
No, I'm agree with you. As long as that coach is that coach, their offense gonna suck.
They don't
It is
recruit.
what it is.
They don't recruit like that. I don't think they got the money out there to do it. And they don't get the players. I mean, Caleb Johnson was pretty good, but he ain't elusive like that. And even when they get one, they never have dynamic players everywhere.
Yeah.
So when they get one, it's easy to key in on them. All right. And when you can key in on one person, what do you get? You end up in Iowa with a rock fight, 13-3. You know what I mean? So I personally, I don't think they're ever, like you said, as long as LaFrance is the head coach, they are not going to have offense. And without an offense in the Big Ten now, when you got Oregon and USC and these teams coming through, bro, you're bound for 6 wins. So
You're right. And they don't even have a Caleb Johnson this year. So that's gonna be the problem. They struggled last year on offense with a running back who was drafted in the top 4 rounds.
yeah, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
3rd-round draft pick.
Yeah.
So, bro, like, I mean, what's that saying? You're bound to drizzle. It's going to go bad. I looked at their schedule. I can only see 5 guaranteed wins. I'm really giving them 6.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. This ain't the old school Big Ten West. Like, they got to deal with Oregon. You got to deal with Penn State. You got to deal with Ohio State. Bruh, that's 3 losses right there.
Yeah,
So now
guaranteed.
you going to go 9-0 against everybody else?
Yeah,
We'll see.
guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Then you got to play teams that play just like you.
Yeah.
Nebraska's better than you. You got to play
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska. Minnesota plays just like you. That's a
Mm-hmm.
coin flip, bro. Wisconsin, like, under.
Gotcha.
We just go
And
under.
they so bad that you called him the French, man. His name French.
He sucked, bro. He
It's
sucked.
so bad, bro. Kirk, you so bad, man. He called you Le French, man. You ain't even got the name right.
Bro, he fired his son. I just want you to think about that. He had to fire his son. It was in the contract that if y'all did not score enough points, you let your son get fired. Shame on you, Kirk.
Yeah. All right, we're going to jump on to the next one. That was leg 2. We're going to jump on to Michigan. This is another one that we disagree on. This one I actually see on the schedule like 4 or 5 potential losses. I'm not saying they're gonna lose the game, but it's a game that's gonna be a rock fight, and they got a chance to lose that game. The thing with Michigan is I watched their spring game. The defense actually took a little bit of step back. I don't know if they got anybody post spring game. I wasn't up on that. I haven't heard anything, but their defense was actually getting gashed in the running game, and it wasn't even their top running back came from Haynes from Bama. It was the backer running backs kind of doing this. So I was down on that. But the big thing is the quarterback, he's a beast. He remind me of, honestly, they saying Cam Newton, but he remind me also of Josh Allen. Josh Allen came out of college super raw with a super arm and super inaccurate, but was super mobile. Watching the spring game, there's a lot of open throws he missed. He's going to take some time. He's a freshman. I mean, he's going to be good, but he's a freshman. Like you said, Big Ten is real football. He's not going into the ACC or even the Big 12. He's going into the two power conferences, the 2 best conferences, I think, in college. The big problem with Michigan is going to be this year is they did not find any receivers. Their receivers cannot separate. Last year, at least, they had a tight end in Loveland. When the receivers couldn't separate, Loveland getting open, they can hit them. This year, I didn't even see a tight end on the field doing anything in the spring game. They're going to be a good enough team. So I think they kind of stack talent. I think he's good enough to win some games by himself. But I think like now they're gonna be 9-3 this year. I'm thinking they're gonna be 8-4, 9-3. I'm gonna take my chances. I'm gonna let the coach prove it to me. But I learned in college, and as me and Jay talk all the time, when you got receivers who can't separate, whether it's college or the NFL, that team normally struggles, and their defense has to keep them in the game. Their defense is not what they were last year, so we're gonna go under 9.5 -170. This is one of my favorite bets.
You're wrong, and I'm gonna explain to you why you're wrong. Actually, you know what? I don't even want to hate because I don't even want to be pro Michigan because you know I'm not a Michigan fan. They have the softest schedule I have seen in 4 to 5 years. They're going to get out here and easily be 3-4-0. So that means the only team that I think is ranked right now that they have to play is Ohio State because USC is not ranked. Nebraska is not ranked. Oklahoma might be ranked. That's going to be one that can help this. They have to lose at Oklahoma in Norman, Oklahoma, bro, week 2. If they don't lose that, bro, the wins can start rolling. I don't trust Nebraska, but you're right. Nebraska can beat them.
My problem, like I was saying,
beat them. They can,
but
will they? Purdue can't beat them.
No.
Like Maryland can't beat them. Like
No.
they got, if they had like Penn State, Oregon, and some of these other teams on there, I'm with you, bro. But
Well, my thing is Michigan, I think, is overrated, and that's why they win total so high. And I think people looking at them like a couple years ago, not as good as a couple years ago, but not as bad as last year. I think they win total should probably be 8.5, not 9.5. And so my thing is they do got an easier schedule, but Michigan is more of an Oklahoma, Nebraska, USC, Washington team. So that's 3 teams I just named without even naming Ohio State. Michigan State gonna play them tough every single year, and so I think they're more of it's Penn State,
bro.
It's Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, and then there's a step down, and they in that middle tier with those teams we just named, and they're not at the bottom.
Middle tier.
You said what?
Those 3 teams you named, Michigan's the next best team, bro. Until one of these other teams shows me otherwise, it's Michigan or USC.
How? Michigan didn't show me nothing last year. So how you should compare them just because they got a quarterback, they're gonna be something that much different this year? They didn't show me nothing
Beat
last year. They was that last year. What?
Alabama and they beat Ohio State, bro.
Man, I'm not
Who in
worried.
the
7-5.
world did you see USC or who did Nebraska beat that makes you think like I mean the quarterback should be better, but bro, he might look like Mahomes. He might get his hair cut like Mahomes. He might be light skinned like Mahomes. He is not Mahomes, bro. Let's just get that clear and put
Yeah.
that out there. Rayola is not him.
Yeah.
He's
No,
good.
he's not Mahomes. He's not Mahomes. But like I said, when y'all see Michigan as a tier in the middle with Washington and USC and Nebraska, when those are the same teams, when y'all find that out, like I said, when y'all come back and see them 8-4, 9-3, just thank me later. We got anything else in the Big Ten? What we got? We got Jay's parlay leg 3.
Man, I got Oregon over 10 wins. I looked at their schedule, bro. They don't really have too many tough games. I think the only team that they play that I think could give them a problem is Penn State. I know they got Michigan, but that's out in Oregon. No, they don't have Michigan this year. So the only other team they play Penn State. I know they don't play Ohio State. I was looking at their schedule. Who is it? Or maybe it is they play Penn State. That might be the
Oh,
only
I
team.
got you. I got you. Montana State, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, Oregon State. They do play Penn State.
Penn State. Okay.
Indiana, Rutgers, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, USC, and Washington.
Bro, that's almost 12-0. They should be making
Yeah,
the game. And the only one they might struggle with is I think they're at Penn State, right?
they are at Penn State.
That's the only one that they probably won't be favored in. The rest of this 10 wins is easy. I should have bossed up and said 11. Easy, bro. Over 10 and a
No,
half.
you're right. They got an easy schedule.
Easy.
They got an easy
Bro.
schedule. The
Easy.
only thing I'm gonna say is USC is gonna be better than what people think. Washington gonna be better than what people think. Minnesota always put you in a rock fight. That's just what they do. I don't know about Dante
They got
Moore.
too much speed for that, bro.
Dante Moore sucked at UCLA. They called his nickname was Pick Six. That might be the issue.
He don't have to do much out against these teams. The only team he gonna have to really show up for is Penn State. He gonna be like Nico. His stats are gonna be inflated when he play bad teams. You said Minnesota, bro. The speed they got to Minnesota, bro. That's gonna look like a college team playing against a high school JV team. That's gonna be the speed difference.
Okay.
Man, they're gonna beat Minnesota, but I'm on record right now. They're gonna beat Minnesota by at least 22 points, bro. At least 20.
Okay. We recorded. We get to come back to it.
At least.
Okay.
Ugly. Are they in Minnesota or are they in?
No, they're at home.
Oh, bro, they're gonna beat them by 31.
We'll see.
31.
Yeah. I guess so. Dan Lanning has been known to not have a bad quarterback. So if you trust the process, Dante Moore gonna look way better than he did at UCLA. I'm not gonna say he a quarterback whisperer, but definitely Bo Nix did take some steps forward underneath Dan Lanning. And so
what about Dylan Gabriel? He got
Dylan
Dylan
Gabriel was
Gabriel drafted in the 3rd round.
So Dylan Gabriel was a legit quarterback even before Dan Lanning. He was good at Oklahoma.
Bro, he's 5'10".
But college, it don't matter like that in college. He in the NFL now. 5'10" don't matter in college.
He made him look so good that he was a 3rd round draft pick, bro. He was decent. Dan Lanning had him as a Heisman candidate, bro. It's a whole different animal, bro. And to be real with you, if you think about Dan Lanning these last couple years at Oregon, they literally go 11-1, 12-0. They were 12 last year. They were the number 1 team. They just ran into Ohio State. That's all it was. And they had beat Ohio State previously. Bro, Oregon over 10 wins. This is just icing on the cake. You should just put this part of your parlay.
Vegas giving free money?
It's free money, bro, because the thing is, even if the quarterback get hurt, it's not stopping the show. With that soft-ass schedule, only thing you got to worry about is I might even go back in there and put money on them to be undefeated this year. As long as it says undefeated regular season, yeah.
I got you. We'll see. What we got? We got other teams around the Big Ten. You got anything else on anybody else?
Man, I stay away from Wisconsin, bro. I think it's gonna be a down year for them because I think everybody else in the Big Ten has gotten a lot better. I see Purdue is at 3.5. I still think they're gonna go under. They fired that coach. They were out there losing games by like 40 points on average. I think they're gonna be pretty bad. Don't expect nothing from Minnesota. You know, Nebraska can go over 7.5. They can. They could do it. I just they got a soft schedule, but they're gonna have to win 1 to 2 games away from home, and Rayola's got to be a little bit better. But that's really it, man. And as far as the Big Ten champs, I think you got Penn State. I got Ohio State. I got Ohio State repeating.
Okay. Oh, the thing about Ohio State, y'all. So last year was it was a little bit easy. Y'all was just stacked. Y'all stacked everywhere. Y'all stacked everywhere. The big thing this year is that y'all starting over at quarterback.
Look who he's throwing it to.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got talent at receiver.
It's gonna be
Y'all
easy.
actually got talent at tight end.
Yeah. We got
He
talent.
actually, Max Clare. He actually one of the best tight ends in the country. Your offense is gonna be good. I still want to wait and see before I put some money on and I see you didn't do it either, but I'm not gonna put the money on over under just because I want to see him first. I did watch our defense in the spring game, and the defense it was actually your boy, was it Downs?
Mhm.
He actually gave a bomb touchdown to to Claire, like a 40-yard touchdown right in front of his face. And I've not seen him do that normally last year. And I think it's probably because it's a spring game, is also new defensive coordinator. So you got to kind of learn a little defense. The reason I don't think y'all gonna win the Big Ten, and one of the reasons I think Penn State gonna win the Big Ten, is just y'all losing your defensive coordinator. That was big. I was so surprised when y'all let him walk. I guess he was trying to get a deal done before the playoffs, and y'all was trying to wait. And so since y'all waited, he kind of stepped over. But I think that's gonna be the difference. I think that's gonna be the difference.
I'm
If you,
not mad. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at your decision on that. Me personally, man, the reason I didn't take the 10.5, or because I think it's over 10.5. The reason I didn't take that is because the first game starts there is the issue. They start out in
okay.
Texas. I feel like even last year, it took a minute for that defense to come together. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised if they lose to Texas. I think it's going to be hard for Texas to come up to Ohio State and win the first game. But if they do, you against the 8 ball, and they got to win all the way out, bro. And I don't. I just not putting the pressure on that. Ohio State will be in the playoffs, bro. So I ain't really even tripping. They could even win the national championship again without winning the Big Ten again. To be honest.
Okay, and just to let y'all know before we even move forward, he's a Ohio State fan, and it sounds like an Ohio State fan, don't it? If y'all couldn't tell yet, everything he just said sounds like an Ohio State fan. He always gonna be super optimistic. We got Penn State Big Ten champion. That's why I said you're gonna shoot me for this one with a shotgun. But we got Penn State Big Ten champs. Like I said, I'd never trust a coach. I normally just auto bet against them if it's a big game. But one thing I've learned, when things change, you got to reassess the situation. And this is the first time that they have had, I think, a top 2 defensive coordinator in the country. He might even be number 1. Your boy knows. By them getting knows from Ohio State, that changes things. You can't say what happened the last 10 years when you got a elite defensive coordinator now. When you're bringing back 2 of the best running backs in college, you bringing back one of the top 10 quarterbacks last year in college, and also 2, I think on top of that, they defense just about all came back from last year, except dude who got drafted in the first round. And they also brought in Trevor Pena from Syracuse, as y'all saw last year, was a real good pickup. And they also brought in a 1,000-yard receiver last year, Devontae Ross from Troy. And so they didn't short, and they also got, remember me and you talked about them in the beginning of last year, they got Kyron Hudson, wide receiver from USC. So they struggled. If they had receivers last year, Penn State would have beat Notre Dame. They receivers had 0 yards in the playoff game. How do you have 0 yards as a receiver core in a playoff game? That's not going to happen this year. Penn State reminds me of Ohio State last year as far as they bring in everybody back. They bring in top tier transfer portal. They got Jim Knowles. They are stacked on stack on stack. Racks on racks on racks on racks. Let's go. 240 Big Ten Penn State.
Before you switch that, I just want to say something to you. It's ironic that it's plus 240 because if we move a couple of these numbers around, it shows James Franklin's record against top 10 teams. Let's carry the 4 over here. 4-20. 4-20.
That's ironic. That's crazy.
I also want to continue to go.
Okay.
Look at the schedule because there's going to be a lot of Penn State hype. It's going crazy. Then September 27th, them Oregon Ducks come down there. That's going to be tough. Then we keep going a little bit. Last time Penn State was undefeated and they went to Iowa, do you know what happened there? Oh, they ran the buzzsaw. They was the number 2 team in the country. Lost at Iowa. Oh, you still got Ohio State on the menu. That's gonna be tough, bro. That's gonna be real tough. Then, they got another little sneaky game here. UCLA
Oh
on
man,
the
get out
West
of
Coast.
here. Get out of here. They beat them with their eyes closed.
Man,
UCLA gonna win like 4 games this year. Get out of here. Get UCLA out of here.
let's do it like this. If you this confident, I don't even want money. If they're Big Ten champs, I'll shave my beard. If they're not, will you?
No.
Exactly. I know you
I'm
think
just
it's
not doing the
confident.
beard, man. We can do something else. We can do something else, but not the
All
beard.
right. Keep the beard, shave the mustache. You gotta look like Freeway for about 2 weeks.
we might be the
Get
so
the mustache. You can keep the beard, but you gotta shave. You gotta shave the mustache. You gotta look like one of them weirdos. You gotta look weird for like 2 weeks.
man, we're gonna double back on this one, man. You
Okay,
you spun this on me out of nowhere.
all right.
We ain't even had no pre-show meeting about this one.
James Franklin, bro. That's how confident I am. At this point, Penn State is a top tier university. It is no excuse for this man not to have multiple Big Ten championships. So now, is this the most talented team he's ever had? Possibly. But, bro, he's had other super talented teams. And it just doesn't happen, bro. So the other big thing is it's cool to have wide receivers, but he's always been scared to throw the ball down the field. If he's not throwing that ball down the field, getting some, home run hits, he's never gonna win. And like you said, got the 2 running backs coming back. He liked it when he gets scared. He like to turn around, hand it off. He like his tight end to do little 5-yard outs. He likes to hang around. And I'm not gonna be tricked when they play in Villanova and people are catching 60 and 70-yard touchdowns. I want to see that against Oregon. I want to see that against Nebraska. Then maybe I'll start believing.
Okay. So also too, real quick, you can't throw the ball down the field when your receivers can't get open. That's one. And you know what? I got number 2, and we're gonna end it on this, and we're gonna go to your leg 4. I got 2 words for you. Jim knows. Let's go. Parlay leg 4. We in ACC territory. What we got?
I mean, we had Clemson over 9.5. This is a parlay filler. If you've heard anything about it, they got a Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback. Dabo has a stacked team. Everybody's coming back. People been picking on Dabo, beating on Dabo. Now his kids done grown up, bro. He about to wreak havoc. He's in a sorry ACC. The schedule is set up for them to really light it up. I like this. They might lose week 1 at LSU. I think that's a 50-50 game. I'm still not worried. They clear this easily, and Clemson will be the ACC champions. They go into the playoffs. Watch out. This is a team that can contend for a national title.
And that leads us perfectly into something we actually agree on. Clemson ACC champs plus 110. I'm going to just back what he said is when Dabo, when he has the talent, he wins. When if you go back the last 10 years, when he has the talent, he's one of them coaches. He's not a James Franklin. He's the opposite of James Franklin. When he has that talent, you're not messing with Dabo. And he has a talent in a weak ACC. He's stacked everywhere. The receivers are elite. The quarterback is probably one of a top 5 quarterback. He came out of 5-star. He had his little, ups and downs. He's ready. We on this one.
Man, one thing I want to throw in there about that I thought was really interesting about Clemson's quarterback, bro. They showed him he had a sit-down meeting, and he was basically saying, last year, I don't know if you remember the game. There was a game he tried to be a hero. He was supposed to do he was supposed to hand it off to Phil Musafa or whatever for the touchdown, and he pulled it out and ran and tried to dive in the end zone. I think he fumbled. It went bad for him. He was saying, everybody on Clemson's campus was killing him. The radio stations were saying he needed to be benched, for that. And he said Dabo stuck by him through all of that. Came, had a meeting with him, said, "You're my guy. I'm riding with you until the wheels fall off." And for me, for Cade Klubnik to even bring this out across the media shows how loyal he is to Dabo. Yeah. So he's coming out here. This ain't no guy this is not a guy that's getting paid $5 million to be there. He bleeds Clemson orange or whatever that is down there in South. He is all in. They got a pretty easy. They're in an easy conference. set up for Dabo to go crazy because if you watch the last 2 years, yeah, they made the playoffs last year. They kind of snuck in, but Dabo been getting like people been kicking dirt on him. And he kept like keep kicking it on me while you can, while we down. Keep doing it. Now he got the squad. I think he about to show out and make people on some like allow me to reintroduce myself.
Yes, he about to punish people. They about to punish people this year.
Yeah.
They're gonna be in the fourth quarter still throwing touchdowns. Yeah, definitely.
And
on top of that,
gas. And like them teams in the ACC, like Louisville and Miami, they're gonna be. I think they're gonna do it to them bad too. It's gonna be ugly.
Now, and on top of that, they got the number 10 O-line in the country. They got the number 3 wide receiver core in the country, the number 1 D-line in the country, the number 9 linebackers in the country, and the number 4 DBs in the country. That is stacked on stacked on stacked, racks on racks on racks, and that is per PFF. And that's going to lead me into the next one, which we already talked about. We ain't really got to go much into it. We got Clemson. We got a Penn State parlay, plus 610. We didn't already said enough about that. What you got for the ACC? Anything else?
No, we agree on the ACC, so I'm gonna leave that with a smile, bro.
Anything else? Any other teams or anything?
Bet the house on Clemson. I don't know about this other team, but Clemson.
So I got something on Louisville. I didn't want to bet they over under because it was at 8.5. I got them around 9 wins, but it was 3 losses. I can see if this was 7.5, running bet it. 8.5. The only thing that got me suspect is I don't know how good their defense is going to be. And they offensive line, they lost like 3 or 4 starters on offensive line. The reason I do like Louisville, and I thought about it, is their coach Brom is a quarterback whisperer.
Louisville. You always do the Louisville. It's Louisville, bro.
Louisville, my bad. Louisville. I'm gonna go Louisville. My bad. I apologize on that. You said LaFrance earlier. It was for rent, so we even. We even. But Brom is a quarterback whisperer. He actually got Miller Moss from USC. I actually like Miller Moss. He got benched last year.
The reason he got benched was, bro, he took himself out. Remember, he was talking about going pro out there.
Oh, okay.
He took himself out because at first he was going to transfer to Michigan.
Yeah, I remember that.
I saw he didn't go pro, and then Michigan got Underwood, so he couldn't go there.
Yeah,
so he didn't. They did not bench him.
Okay.
He took himself out.
Okay, so I got that wrong. So that makes more sense. So that even has me feeling better about Louisville. Isaac Brown is a beast at running back. A freshman last year averaged 7.2 yards a carry. That's elite. He's coming back. He actually partnered with Duke Watson, who averaged 8 yards a carry. He had less than 100 carries, I guess, so he couldn't really chart it. They got 2 running backs who average more than 7 yards a carry. We got a quarterback who I like, a quarterback whisperer at coach, but also Louisville, I'm gonna be messing up a little bit, y'all, until I get this right, because I have been saying this for a long time in my life. But he normally wins around 8-9 games. It's right on the line, so I didn't want to kind of mess with that. SMU, Jennings, I think they're gonna take a step back. What you think?
I don't like it, man. I know they returning the quarterback and everything. I just think some of these other teams got better. I'm not sure they can beat Miami, bro. I'm not sure they can beat. So I don't know if they can beat Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? The ACC, we make fun of them because they're not as tough as the other divisions, but they're not. Like SMU, to me, this ain't the 80s, bro.
Yeah.
SMU is a step above like Eastern, Western, and stuff like that. For them to be able to compete with Power 4 schools, that's going to be tough. Because even when you saw them in the playoffs, and Penn State got a hold to
whacked.
Little. Like
got waxed.
Little, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I just think everybody beefing up in this NIL times, bro. It's gonna be tough. Like they got the skill positions. I just don't know if they got the hogs up front to compete with some of these organizations, bro.
What you think about Miami?
University, sorry.
What you think about Miami?
I think that's the hardest team to call in college.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a guy that was 2 years ago the number 1 pick overall in the NFL draft. Sounds like he's committed. He always gets running backs down there. They had a committee full of running backs.
Mm-hmm.
A couple receivers. Offensive line is usually strong. It's the defense that's weird. The coach is a weirdo. He always do strange things to cost games. And last year they had Cam Ward and they were undefeated and they just kept playing with fire, bro. So I don't
You
know
know why
what
they play with fire?
the
I got
coach.
2 words for you. Mario Cristobal. If you think James Franklin, he is 10 times worse than James Franklin. I don't even know how
Nah,
he's a coach
nah,
at
he ain't
Miami.
worse. They same level, same tier,
No,
same,
Cristobal worse.
same
So
tier.
no, Cristobal loses to Syracuse's. Penn State don't do that. Franklin, he loses to Ohio State's, Oregon's, and Michigan's and teams like that. Cristobal loses to low tier teams.
He lost to Syracuse and Georgia Tech, right?
And he almost lost to Virginia Tech. Wasn't it Virginia Tech?
I don't know. I know they lost to Georgia
Remember,
Tech, right?
remember VT was like overtime, wasn't it? Remember that overtime game?
Yeah, they was down like 30 or 20 something. They had to come back. Yeah.
That's not James Franklin. James Franklin don't play with those schools. This dude loses to Mario Cristobal is worse than James Franklin. I would take James Franklin 10 out of 10 times over Cristobal. Cristobal loses to lower tier teams. Franklin kills lower tier teams. So if I want to have a team, I don't want Cristobal. We're gonna see what he do this year. I'm like you. I don't trust him. The quarterback was sucked last year, not suck or whatever. I'm not gonna say that bad, but he wasn't what you like you said.
Oh, he was bad. You can say he sucked. He was bad. He was bad.
Yeah. So I'm down on Miami. I'm not gonna call it because they're in ACC. If Miami was somewhere else in the Big Ten of the SEC, I definitely would be going under this total. But they're in the ACC, so I'm not gonna call it. All right. So I think we went through a lot of the schools. We're gonna go to this other conference, which is the Big 12. This one is tough for me, and I'm gonna tell you why I like it. Big 12, there are probably 4 teams that's around plus 600 or plus 500 to win this conference. It's Kansas State, is Utah,
Iowa State,
Arizona State, and probably Iowa State or something like that. So they're real close. I love the coach Winningham. He had a bad quarterback situation last year. A bad quarterback situation last year. So I'm not going to take that from him. He's a good coach. He's proven to be a good coach. They have one of the toughest stadiums to play in. One of the toughest stadiums to play in. He always has a defense. So that's one thing. Some teams bring a defense. He's going to pack a defense. But what I learned this year, there's number 2 O-line in the country per PFF, which I love that. And I want you to go watch this dude play. And I don't know if you watched him play. He played for New Mexico last year. I literally just found out about him about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Look up for Devin Dampier. Y'all watch out for Devin Dampier this year. He's going to go nuts. It's 2 in the stream, but imagine Saquon Barkley playing quarterback. This dude is slow to the ground. He's stout. He's strong. He break tackles. He shake dudes. But and he's not even the best passer when it comes like super precision. And then only not when you're that athletic. But one thing he do is he put the ball on your hands no matter where it's at. He actually played Auburn last year, looked real good against Auburn. And New Mexico last year was bad. Give him about 3 weeks. Y'all gonna be like, Devin Dampier? CEO said something about Devin Dampier. Watch it. What you got, Jay? Anything on 12?
I'm not mad at that. I think they're gonna get over. I think they're gonna win about 8 games. I mean, that's Utah tradition. Long as they got long as that coach is there. When you go to Utah, people don't usually win in Utah, so that's like 4 games right there to win the Big 12. I'm going Kansas State, bro. I like Avery Johnson.
Okay. I don't think he's a good enough passer, and I don't know if their defense is going to be good enough. That's the only thing that I'm suspect on as far as them winning the conference. But I'm not going to say they can't win it, so I'm not going to even argue with you on that one. Also,
the way they play, man, he going to do a lot of running. He's fast as hell.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah.
The way out there in the Big 12, them defenses, the only trouble they'll have is Utah. They start the season off on like August 30th. What is that? Is that no? August 23rd with Iowa State. They the game at week 0.
A good game.
Whoever wins that game is in the driver's seat, bro.
Yeah.
That's a big game right there. So yeah, I like Kansas State. I like the quarterback coming back. I've never cared for Iowa State at all. To me, they're Iowa just with different colors on. They don't tend to score that many points. I don't like that, bro. I don't like that rock. I love rock fights, but I don't, because it can come back and bite you. Your defense can play great, but if they give up 16 points, you might lose. I don't like that, bro.
Another team I like is Arizona State.
Oh,
Sam
wow.
Leavitt is a legit quarterback. I think he's really legit. I think he's going to be an NFL prospect. They actually got their wide receiver back last year. He was actually a 1,000-yard receiver. And after he got hurt, Jordan Tyson, their next best receiver, we was talking about it last year, had like 200 yards. So to be the main man like that and still can't get covered, Jordan Tyson is a beast. I think Scatterboo was real good, as we can see. And I don't know how they're gonna be, because I was talking off camera, like, yeah, the coach is real good. They played Texas good they should have beat Texas. But I just can't see what they're gonna do without Scatterboo. So I'm gonna wait and see on them. But the rest of the thing, Deion over 6.5, I think was a steal with the Colorado. It went down to 5.5. I'm not gonna touch 5.5 on that. In this conference
schedule, bro.
You said what?
They got a real tough schedule.
They do. So 6.5 to me was like, if y'all got that or can get 6.5, that's a Hail Mary. Y'all can take that and put $1 million on it. Y'all gonna get $1 million back. 5.5 is just so close when you're in the Big 12. Because the Big 12 is known to not have defenses. And so under 6.5, I hate we missed that. We got on too late. Under 5.5, I would think about it. I'm not gonna say make it a best bet. But if y'all find 6.5 anywhere, y'all run and go get that like y'all running the Kmart or Walmart.
Bro, I put it to you like, stay away from that, man. Deion came back. He's back from cancer. His kid's going to be playing with a fire purpose. Them first 5 games is kind of easy. If they get out to 5-0, you're going to be sitting there sweating, praying they don't win another game.
They're not going 5-0. I can put that on everything.
Man, we're going to see.
We can put some bets on that. They're not going no 5-0. Not Colorado. I
got one more.
You haven't seen their team yet.
Man, I'm not even gonna argue that yet. I got one more to get out real quick, bro. And no, it's not Big 12. We going to a team that can compete for a national title. I'm ready to talk about
real quick. You about to go out the Big 12? You said.
Yeah.
Real quick before that, they're gonna lose to Georgia Tech August 29th. Colorado gonna be 0-1, so we ain't worried about 5-0. But I'm ready for you. What you got?
Notre Dame over 10 wins. Your boy Jeremiah Love is a sleeper for Heisman. Right now, you can find his odds at plus 4,200. Marcus Freeman, bro. I've doubted this man all his life. I thought he was just a guy out there with a fresh lineup. I didn't think he could coach a lick. I didn't think he could do X's and O's. Proved me totally wrong last year. He's got a tough couple games to open up. Miami, we don't know what they are. Texas A&M is going to be tough. I'm not going to sit here in front. He get through them. This man is skating.
Okay. We're going to go on.
They don't have to be good. The quarterback just has to be a game manager, bro. That's how Mark Freeman coach.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Jay, it's been fun. Look out for NFL Feature Show.
2 things I want to throw out there before you go. I got a UFC show that we got out here, man. Please check that out. I've been hitting at a crazy rate, especially my KOs. Like I said, we got the NFL Future shows coming. We do this all year. We got college basketball coming. We got pro basketball coming. Whatever you watch, we do. We do the fights too. We cover the fights as well, man. We everywhere, bro. So, like I said, come check us out. Give us a couple weeks. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button and follow. You can find me at J-Bay's World on TikTok. You can find us both with the Beats Rhymes Parlay at TikTok and on Instagram. Holla at your boys. Give us some follow. Show some love. When the merch drop, please cop that.
Definitely. And one thing y'all also going to learn is if me and Jay agree on a bet, man, y'all better bet the mother effing house. We out. Peace.
1.